guys, and welcome back to the Hot Tea channel. I know it's been a while, but your girl is back, and what better to talk about than Trisha Paytas' new podcast. Yes, you heard that right. After the saga of frenemies, enemies, and Dish with Trish, we have a new addition to the Trisha Paytas podcast multiverse. Trisha started a new podcast with Colleen Ballinger called Oversharing. Now, lately, Trisha Paytas has taken a huge step back from drama ever since becoming a mom, but she's back with something new. Now, if you're a regular on my channel, you are probably familiar with Trisha, but you might not know so much about Colleen, so let me give you a little bit of a rundown. And you might remember her like this.
All right, Miranda sings in the house!
Yeah, so Miranda Sings is this awkward comedic character created by Colleen and premiered on YouTube in early 2008 that she still does today. When she first started, she would make these sort of bad on purpose music covers of popular music videos of the time.
I push it down. Hello, it's me. I was wondering if after all these years you liked me.
Parodies were extremely popular on YouTube at the time, and she ended up gaining hundreds and thousands of subscribers throughout the years, leading to her even getting a show on Netflix called Haters Back Off, and being featured on Jerry Seindfeilds Netflix show where he talks to professional comedians called Comedians Getting Coffee, although the reviews are pretty mixed. Something I am sure Trisha can relate to. Now that you're all caught up, let's get into the tea from the first episode of their podcast.
Hey everyone, I'm Colleen Ballinger.
And I'm Trish Paytas.
They start off explaining why exactly they wanted to do a podcast together.
Both have overshared our whole lives on the internet. Like, obviously. Y'all have seen us cry.
Spend the rest of the podcast talking about mommy stuff.
So I want to know from you how much your body has changed or what you've noticed has changed since having Malibu.
Oh my gosh.
Because your body changes so much after having kids.
And about whether or not the podcast will even keep going.
Maybe this won't be a podcast every week. Maybe it will be.
It's
It
an
has
experience I
nothing to
have.
do with you. I just don't know. It's like a fear. I don't know where it stems from because I don't think I've ever been like rejected. Like I didn't.
We love our contradiction queen. The comments in the first episode are pretty mixed. Some fans love it, and some fans are enjoying the fact that Colleen is the only person that can out-talk Trisha. Am I the only one wondering how they split the cost? Since it's Trisha's house, and we all know how mad she got at Ethan.
He takes that 5%.
Moses actually built the whole set in their basement, and it looks like I'm not the only one wondering. Ethan Klein, her former Frenemies host, mentioned it in a leaked video reaction that he did for his members-only channel, and honestly, it seems like he kind of missed her.
Like Viagra.
Oh, that.
Dude, you still got it. Trisha still got it, bro. Sorry. She hit that so hard. We love that. I still love all that stuff about Trisha.
People. Do you watch?
Don't worry, Ethan, we miss it too. But that was pretty much it for the first episode. Moving on to the next episode. In this podcast, Colleen and Trisha address the controversy of whether or not the podcast would go long term.
Colleen thinks it's 1. Trisha thinks it's 20.
I know, everyone's like, Colleen, you only think it's one. Trish put so much work into this.
Some fans are concerned about the fact that Colleen does Miranda, who is a very G-rated character and appeals to children, versus the type of very adult content that she's making with Trisha, who makes a lot of adult content. Can they possibly cross over those fan bases? But some people are saying that Miranda has always had an underlying sexual nature to her character.
There's penises in this bouquet. Pop open like poop and like fart.
This wiener pouch is too big for me. Your wiener's not in your vagina.
Your juices would get all over it.
You'd be picking candies out for days.
This wouldn't be the first time that Colleen has been accused of being inappropriate with minors, even on stage with her live show, commenting on young girls' outfits and calling them porn on stage for her audience to laugh at. Or the time that she went on a date with a 9-year-old fan and had him reach into her pants on stage.
Do you want a cheese bone?
I'd love them. I can't believe I'm reaching in there right now.
Also, if you remember, she had a huge controversy with fellow T-Channel Adam McIntyre from 3 years ago, where he accused her of grooming him as a young fan when he was in his teens. A lot more has been coming out on this story, and a video is coming up, so stay tuned. But anyway, some Colleen fans are unhappy that she is associating with Trisha at all, bringing up Trisha's past and saying how disappointed that they are in her, and questioning her morals. Fans are also accusing them of deleting or filtering comments on their podcast channel. On their YouTube channel, they have mostly very positive comments. However, on their other platforms like TikTok, Instagram, and Twitter, it isn't the same at all. And moving on to the third episode of the podcast, Colleen started realizing what she had signed up for.
I literally was like putting off trying to get pregnant the second time. So I thought, what if White Lotus contacts me and I'm pregnant? Like, let me not.
That is, Trisha, I'm going to be honest with you. That's delusional.
When I did the Brad Pitt marrying the cardboard cutout, in my head, I thought, well, Brad Pitt might see this and might want to date me. So I used to like not date people, hoping that like one day Brad Pitt want to marry me, one day Johnny Depp want to marry me. Yeah.
What the fuck?
And speaking of believing delusions, some people think it's delusional for Colleen to think collaborating with Trisha Paytas isn't going to bring up everything in her past. Now remember, I mentioned earlier that Colleen has been under fire for being inappropriate with her young fans, and the drama is starting to get worse. Ethan even commented on the growing drama on the H3H3 Off the Rails podcast this week, saying,
Lip sync to things.
Excuse me, I'm trying to run a show here.
talent.
She's in some actually pretty wild internet drama right now. And ironically, Trisha's now not the controversial one.
Oh.
Fans are commenting on how this podcast has unleashed Pandora's box on Colleen, and so we will have to see what's next. In this third podcast, they also addressed religion, which you will remember we have talked about in regard to Trisha Paytas' past on this channel, but check that video out if you haven't seen it. Here's a little reminder of Trisha's religious journey.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
How you fetishize Jewish
It's not
people.
fetishizing.
It
It's wanting
totally
to be in
is.
the upper echelon of the world. I want to
Upper
free trip to Israel.
echelon.
Hey, have you found Jesus yet?
But anyway, that was the recap for all the episodes of the Oversharing podcast. Thank you guys so much for watching. Feel free to leave this video a thumbs up and subscribe to this channel. Hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on any tea spills from us. And for now, here is my bleach.